Hi boys and girls, it's Mrs. Smiley. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day today. I wanted to share a book that I love, and it's called A Mother for Choco, and I love this author. Her name is Keiko Kasza, and I got to meet Keiko when she came to my elementary school many years ago, but she was just such a nice lady, and I don't know if she signed this one, but she did sign some of my books for me, but she was just such a fun author, and she illustrates her own books too, so she does her pictures too. So I wanted to share this with you. Okay, now before I get started, this book has a table of contents. Okay, now a table of contents is special in a book. It's not just a title page. It tells you that there's not just one story or thing in this book. There are different things in this book. A Mother for Choco is on page 3. And that is a story by Keiko Kasza. So if you want to listen to the story about A Mother for Choco, you turn to page 3. Now there's a poem called Nicely Nicely, and that is on page 33. So if you get this book and you just want to hear the poem, you would turn to page 33. There's also more poems by a different person, and they're called Families, Families. And if you want to hear the Family poem, you turn to this page. What page is that? 36. So there's lots of different things in this book. You just look and see what you wanted to listen to or what you wanted to read. I want to read A Mother for Choco. So I'm going to turn to page 3. And I still get my title page there. And then my story starts on page 3. So put your listening ears on and we're going to get started. It says, Choco was a little bird who lived all alone. He wished he had a mother, but who could his mother be? One day he set off to find her. He's so cute. Oh, look at this picture. Does this remind you of another book we read? First, Choco met Mrs. Giraffe. Oh, Mrs. Giraffe, he cried, you are yellow just like me. Are you my mother? I'm sorry, sighed Mrs. Giraffe, but I don't have wings like you. That's true. My pages are sticking, sorry. Look at this animal. Next, Choco met Mrs. Penguin. Oh, Mrs. Penguin, he cried, you have wings just like me. Are you my mother? I'm sorry, said Mrs. Penguin, but I don't have big round cheeks like you. That is true. No big round cheeks. Then Choco met Mrs. Walrus. Oh, Mrs. Walrus, he cried, you have big round cheeks like me. Are you my mother? Now look, grumped Mrs. Walrus, I don't have striped feet like you, so don't bother me. Well, that was kind of grouchy, wasn't it? No matter where Choco searched, he couldn't find a mother who looked just like him. Poor little Choco. How do you think his bucket is right now? How do you think he's feeling? Where do you think his bucket is? His bucket full, where he's happy, or is it getting kind of empty? Probably kind of empty. So here's little Choco. Now look back here. Here's a new character in her story, and it looks like she's picking apples. When Choco saw Mrs. Bear picking apples, he knew she couldn't be his mother. Mrs. Bear didn't look like him at all. Excuse me. Choco was so sad. He started to cry. Mommy, Mommy, I need a mommy. Mrs. Bear came running to see what was the matter, and she listened to Choco's story, and she sighed, oh dear, if you had a mommy, what would she do? Oh, I'm sure she would hold me, said Choco. Like this? Asked Mrs. Bear, and she held Choco very tight. I like Mrs. Bear, don't you? Yes, And I'm sure she would kiss me too, Choco said. Like this? Asked Mrs. Bear. And she lifted Choco and gave him a big kiss. Yes, and I'm sure she would sing and dance with me to cheer me up, said Choco. Like this? Asked Mrs. Bear, and they sang and danced together. When they stopped to rest, Mrs. Bear turned to Choco and said, Choco, maybe I could be your mother. You? Choco cried. Do you think this is a good idea or a bad idea? What do you think? She seems pretty nice. But you aren't yellow, and you don't have wings or big round cheeks or striped feet like me. Oh my goodness, said Mrs. Bear. That would make me look very funny. Choco thought it was funny too. Well, said Mrs. Bear, my other children are waiting for me at home. Why don't you join us for some apple pie, Choco? Apple pie sounded wonderful to Choco, so off they went. When they arrived, Mrs. Bear's other children rushed out to greet her. Choco, said Mrs. Bear, meet Hippie, Allie, and Piggy. I am their mother too. Now look at her children. Do they all look just like Mrs. Bear? Hippie is a little hippo. Allie is a little alligator. And look at Piggy, it's just a little piggy. The sweet smell of apple pie and the sound of laughter soon filled Mrs. Bear's home. Looks like Choco's having a pretty good time. After their delicious treat, Mrs. Bear gave all of her children a big, warm bear hug, and Choco was very happy that his new mommy looked just the way she did. And there's a picture. I think Choco found a mommy, and I think Choco found a family with sisters and brothers. He's got Hippie, Allie, Piggy, and there's Mama Bear. So all of our families don't have to look the same. A lot of us have families that look very different. You might live with Grandma and Grandpa, or maybe you live with Daddy, or maybe you live just with your mommy, or there's all kinds of different families. So this is a really special family, and Choco needed a mommy and someone to love him and take care of him, and I think he found a pretty special family, don't you? Okay, well, I'd like you to draw your favorite picture from this story and then write a few sentences about Choco, okay? Thanks for being such great listeners, boys and girls. I cannot wait to see your pictures, so make sure Mommy and Daddy take a picture of your picture and your writing and put it on the Google Stream, okay? All righty.